my heart pounding, my palms sweating, and my legs shaking as I anxiously await for my job interview. The lady from across the room begins to approach me, and I swallow hard, knowing that she will be the one escorting me into the room of my future potential boss. I stand up tall, straighten my skirt, and take a deep breath as I enter the room. Here we go. I know that we've all been in this dreaded situation of trying to sell ourselves to our potential future boss, and I know the nerves are very high at this point of time. But through this speech, I hope that you will gain some tips and tricks to help ease those nerves and also help you feel more confident as you go into your next job interview. Through this speech, I'm going to go through ways to dress to impress. I'm also going to go over ways to make that first lasting impression. And finally, I'll go over interview questions and answers that may be asked of you during your interview. So let's start off with the dreaded first question. What do I wear to my job interview? I'm going to start out with a quote from Evanson. Before you go on your interview, find out what the people who work there wear and wear the type of clothing that fits the personality of the business, and if you're ever in doubt about what type of clothing to wear, dress conservative. Women, this means do not dress with revealing clothes. Next, I'm going to go over some things for grooming. Women, you need to pull your hair back out of your face so that you do not cause any distractions to you or your potential future boss. And men, you need to shave or you need to trim up your facial hair and get a haircut. This will make you look sharp. Now that I've got you dressed to impress, we're going to move on to standing tall for your lasting impression. Developing a strong and confident first impression is key and the foundation to your job interview. If you can get your future boss to fall in love with you, there's nothing that you can say nor do that's going to persuade him otherwise. Next, be yourself and let your personality shine. This is what they really want to see. And in a study conducted by Mast, Bangerter, Bulliard, and Arini in 2011, both recruiters and students were able to accurately detect personality profiles. Recruiters were better than students. What this means is you're not going to fake out your boss by being fake in this interview. And then taking notes from Kirsch, she believed that the more prepared you are, the more comfortable and relaxed you will be in your interview, and therefore the more likely you are to perform with elegance and charm instead of like a wooden doll with indigestion. I know this is kind of a funny quote, but there is so much meaning to this quote because if you go into your interview unprepared, you're going to look very nervous and you're going to look tense, which will not leave a very lasting impression on your future boss. And Norman did an interview with Roberts who stated, I am still amazed at those who show up to an interview not being aware of the company's size, the company's mission, and how they will personally fit into the company. When you apply for a job, you need to be sure that you can answer these questions. You shouldn't be applying to a company you know nothing about. Now that we've got their attention, let's pull out the chair for the intense interview question and answers. When you're asked a question, give yourself some time to really gather your thoughts. This not being too long, only half a second to a second, and then answer the question. And remain with good eye contact with everybody in the room. Do not exclude anybody and do not focus on just one person. And then reconstruct your answer to fit the question. And I'll go over this in a second. So also you need to do some research and practice some possible answers you'll give to these questions. White gives us a couple samples in which one is, if you were a share of stock, why should a company buy you? What they're actually saying is, why should we hire you? This is your opportunity to reconstruct the question. When you answer it, you need to say, if I were a share of stock, I would want the company to buy me because, and then proceed on with your answer. And then finally, at the end of your interview, make sure that you also ask some questions. One really great question to ask them would be, why should I be an employee for your company? This sets you apart because you want to make that that wall between them that shows that you're not desperate for this job. This will make you stand out exceptionally well. I walk out of the door, sigh with relief, and reflect on those crucial past moments. I review all the answers that I had given to my future potential boss in my head, and I know that I held myself with self-confidence, and I know that nothing now can stop me. I hope your next interview goes smoothly and lands you the job of your dreams.